by now. Alexa Benson said, I don't know what I would have done. Like he said, survival mode, the best I could do. Nakia said, maybe you just passed out. The same.
No,
Alexis,
she said, man, you just passed out.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Quit trying me, Nakia. I know I visit God.
The same
okay?
spot. I don't know. When y'all comment, y'all might want to put like full sentences because we're gonna read the chats later. Everyone lost, us included. Exaggeration. She was talking about the situation where you said the whole Chris Rock thing, Will Smith might have been exaggeration.
Oh, okay.
So she's thinking,
Exaggerated drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We're gonna react to this last video of Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan talking about depression. Let's see here. Here we go.
They said it echoes.
Ask you about what do you believe about depression? Do you believe depression is a real thing?
I believe that feeling depressed is real. I don't believe depression as a clinical disease is real now.
Really?
Correct.
You don't believe people can be clinically depressed?
I think PTSD is very real. Unfortunately, I have some friends who suffer from that. I know that feeling depressed is real. I believe that the number one power you have against these things are trying to take control of your own mind and affecting your own life. I believe that it's not healthy to hand over all your power and believe that depression is an outside disease that you can't affect. I know that when I've had difficult periods in my life, and also many of my friends, like I've said, suffer from PTSD and been through terrible things. I've lived a very difficult life, and I know people who have. That the things that made them feel better is when they woke up and said, you know what, I'm not going to allow this to damage me anymore. I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to get up and I'm going to fight this as hard as I can.
And by the way, on that, I agree.
So we agree.
My favorite speech is the Rocky Balboa one.
Okay, so then we agree.
No,
we do.
Here's where we don't agree.
Piers.
You don't. Hang on. You've got to let me interject when I don't agree with you, right? Where I don't agree with you is that there's no such thing as clinical depression. There absolutely is.
Well,
it's a proven scientific medical reality. There's a different argument about have we gone a bit too soft, right, in schools and all the rest of it? Absolutely. Do I think some people moan and whine too much about their lot in life? Definitely.
Okay.
Are we a victimhood society? 100%.
Okay.
Is there such a thing as clinical depression? Absolutely.
So
and my argument is that if you actually bracket everybody who's not clinically depressed and doesn't have the genuine medical condition, then actually if millions of people are deemed to have depression, the ones who really need the help don't get it. Well, that's my point.
Well, that I would agree with. You're right. I think it's certainly an overused term.
You don't accept there is such a thing as clinical depression.
No, I don't.
And that to me is a damaging view.
Okay, well, let me explain why. If someone comes to me and says I'm clinically depressed or I feel very, very sad, I would say the first thing you need to do is stop accepting the identity of a clinically depressed person. Stop accepting you have no control over this. And what you need to do is stop identifying that way and let's work together to try and fight against it.
There isn't an eminent doctor in the world who would tell you there is no such thing as clinical depression. Who would not tell you that some people it's simply beyond their control.
Johann Hari wrote a book saying exactly that, my friend.
He's not an eminent doctor.
No, but
he's a journalist.
I said depression wasn't real long ago and was attacked for it. Then Johann Hari wrote a book, which
What's
actually...
What's going to do with Johann Hari?
Because he wrote a book proving me right. Most people...
Johann Hari's a journalist.
Sure. And my point is that a lot of people who are clinically depressed are suffering with something in their life, and if you fix the problem in their life, perhaps they won't feel depressed anymore. That's not a disease.
Yeah, but Andrew...
That's situational.
Andrew, you're simply wrong.
If that's what you believe, Piers.
That's what I believe.
I don't believe in things that take power away.
There is not an eminent doctor in the world
Piers,
would agree with
Piers,
you. I think you know more than doctors.
I can't become clinically depressed.
Why do you know?
Because I don't believe in it. I can't be haunted by a ghost if I don't believe in ghosts.
So, do you think that clinical depression is a real thing? Because you get what he was saying, right? Andrew Tate saying that, it's not something that's real. It's something that we kind of use to kind of victimize ourselves.
So, yeah, so I would say
like
70-30.
Okay. We're going to get into the comments after. At the end of it, y'all, we're going to get into more. We're going to read the comments again.
I would say 70-30.
30 being clinical depression is...
30,
okay, I
30. So, it's all about your mental. I would say the being mentally strengthened, and sometimes it's almost like you got 3 students in the classroom. They're all smart in their own way, but you're gonna have some who catch on faster than others, and you're gonna have some. You can be explaining the same thing and they all gonna get something different. That's a unique thing about the human body, the mental. Yeah. We can explain the same thing in the room, but they all got different answers and different views. So sometimes you might have to go to little Tommy or little Ted and,
Little Ted,
explain it in a different format. Because they probably can't get it as Maggie got it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to end up with the same answer, but you got to break it down a little more. Because some people are probably more literal than others, practical than others, things of that nature. And, and that's life.
So
You see what I'm saying? So, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're saying that clinical depression is not as real as people want to exaggerate it to be.
Yes.
It's like it's a real thing for maybe a smaller percentage of people.
So it's another exaggerated drama.
Yeah. I feel like maybe when you get to clinical depression, it's probably more of a inside the mental illness
let me let you
realm.
know something. I will be miserable. I want everybody to listen. And I'm finna say something I never said.
Mm-hmm.
I went through so much on my hospital bed mentally because I was already battling one hand being out of order. So to hear doctors come in my room and say, 6 months will determine your reality with your left hand. Mind you, I play basketball with this hand. I bathe with this hand. Let that sink in. I do everything with this hand. Let that sink in now. I never use my right hand only just to write. And I never kind of used it. So for my left hand to be taken out of order at middle age, just like that, you know what I mean? You got to think about everything that's going. I literally could have chose to feel pity for myself. Didn't want to talk to nobody. And actually, I would have been a whole different person because I choose that I'm mad as hell that this person shot me and took everything away from me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to trauma, you can't really speak on someone else's trauma. However, the depression is kind of a choice because you can either choose to be mad at Ashlee or you can
choose to get your top knocked off.
And
Yeah.
and you can move on and just let it be what it be. And that's what I decided in my situation. Let it be what it be. My nerve, I still can't open my hand. Yeah, I'm mad as hell that I can't open my hand. I got both of my hands going and I can't do a lot behind the scenes. When the cameras are off and the camera's not rolling, I cannot literally do a lot. But to you and the viewers and people who see me on an everyday basis, oh man, he don't move like that because it's a choice. You don't know it take me hours just to put on the belt. It take me hours just to put on a sock. The simplest things. And that lets you know that your hands are needed very much so.
And through all of that, it's like mentally.
It's a choice.
Like, how do you get past? Like, I know you got to have moments where you're close to like, all right, I think I'm going to lose it, but let me pull back. Let me, what do you do?
So in my car, let's say for instance, when my phone ringing for one.
Yeah.
And I can't pick it up like you can pick your phone up. I can't just all of a sudden, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully my hands free on, I can just do. But it irritates me when I drop my bank card. I dropped my bank card on the floor inside a Walmart. It was a big struggle in the beginning of me picking that card up because people would say, I'd be ashamed because I'm like, people would say, you want help? I'm like, I got it. Because I don't want them to see my situation. Because I feel like, oh, I'm exposed. Now they finna ask what happened. Now they finna think I'm born like this. You know what I mean? Not saying that I'm a care what they think, but it's like a little bit of, I don't really want you asking me then because I'm mad I need help now. Yeah. I'm mad as hell I need help now. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So let me try first.
Feel sorry for you.
Yeah, that let me feel sorry. Let me try first. You see what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I'm going to continue to try to the day I die. Why? I got my strength. Only thing I don't got is hand movement. That's it.
I feel you.
That's it. I'm still kicking, still running. I still try to inspire others. And I don't go around boasting to myself. Look at me. I like when people come up to me and say, I ain't know you got shot after knowing me for 7 months. You don't know I got shot because I'm not telling you that. That's not the get-go of my story. I'm not just finna say, hey, guess what? I got shot. I'm John. No. You ain't even know my fingers was cut off until you asked him, Ashlee, I noticed John hand like that. What's wrong with his
Wait a minute,
fingers?
I didn't tell nobody. Don't you say that.
Knock it off. Like, John don't got no fingers on his right hand. What? You know what I mean? Now is my nerve gone. Now I gotta. That nigga don't got no.
But you still got hands.
Literally.
You still don't try my boy. He still got hands.
Hey,
you can't just cause he had a situation. No, he ain't about it.
Okay.
But he ain't depressed. But he'll
Yeah,
have
but
that situation.
just yeah, that says a lot. And the one thing the psychologist said in the room when I was on my hospital bed, said you're gonna be forever traumatized. And can't nobody live your trauma basically. So if people be like, don't, you know what I mean? Cause mind you, when I got shot, you didn't know. Nobody knew. I got shot during COVID. I got shot in the afternoon. It was so random, bro. I got shot on a Wednesday on the way to get lunch. So who gets shot on a Wednesday?
You should have been on the way to
Look.
to church.
Look.
They didn't want to happen.
And you know what? I was going to church that day. And I think that's what it was.
But you had to stop at your favorite restaurant first.
No. But just think about it.
We heard the news.
Nah,
you
no.
wasn't headed to church. Fox 5 said you was at your favorite restaurant.
Look, just think about this. I just want everybody to think about this. Just think about this. I called my lunch in on